Welcome to Rise with Sonia. We are here with a very special guest, Darius Assemi of Granville Homes. Welcome, Darius.
Thank you, Sonia. Glad to be with you.
Yeah, so we've been wanting to do this for a long time. I'm so glad that you were able to make it. Thank you so much for taking out the time.
My pleasure.
Yeah, so we'll start with Granville Homes, which has been part of the region for decades. And how do you personally define community beyond building houses?
Our mission at Granville, Sonia, is not only to build your home, but to get you a piece of a community live in that you can enjoy raising your family, or if you live by yourself, and enjoy more than just a home. So you're not just buying a home with a 3 or 4 bedrooms, 2 or 3 baths, 3 or 4 garages, or 2 garages actually. But you're moving into a community that has lasting value. Enjoy your property appreciation. And how do you get property appreciation in homes? A home that is well built and also well served. So many of customers that are looking for homes, they don't quite, they just look at the home price, the monthly payment, but then there is after move-in service that
Right, the
is
aftermath.
aftermath, which is hidden, right? You can't put a value on that peace of mind. When you're comfortable with your purchase, you love the neighborhood you live in, it's comfortable, there's no negative surprises, product is well built and well served, then it retains its value. You want to stay there. You don't want to just move on to the next.
Right, which
Yeah.
I can witness to that because I
Yeah.
sold some Granville homes to my clients and they're very happy.
Yeah.
So
Thank
I
you.
know you
Thank you.
build
Yeah.
quality homes.
And then a lot of the stuff that we incorporate in our homes, you can't see as you're walking through our homes,
Right,
such as the reinforced concrete slabs. We do that so that the opportunity for a concrete foundation is minimized. We can't
right.
eliminate it, but we can minimize it so that your ceramic tile floor or any kind of flooring you have does not crack in the years or decades to come. We use 6-inch perimeter framing instead of 4-inch. Blow in the insulation, so you get roughly 60% more insulation in your perimeter wall. Makes your house a lot more quiet, and a few other framing and assembly techniques that we've spent a lot of time in research and development and quality assurance to put together that will ultimately make your home much more comfortable and much more energy efficient. All
Yeah.
new homes have solar of some kind or another. But the key is for us is we want to make sure the home is comfortable and also less reliant on energy to cool and to heat.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, which I did notice the noise. Because
Yes. Yes.
I think it's west of 99. There's a couple of houses I sold. And then
Yeah,
I did tour other houses with the same client who ended up buying the Granville.
Yeah, so we blow in the insulation, so it's not the regular batt insulation,
Got it.
which fills in the wall cavity almost 100%. You don't have any voids in the wall cavity. And people that buy from us, we go through a new homeowner orientation.
Oh.
They get a chance to tour their home before we finish the home, before even the drywall or the plaster is applied. So they get a chance to see this technology.
So the process.
The process. They get
Yeah.
a chance to see it, what's behind the wall, what's behind the drywall.
Right.
Before halfway through, so before their home is finished, they have a good idea of what it takes to put a Granville together.
Right.
Which actually, none of the stuff you see when you're walking through a home.
Absolutely.
But you will benefit
Yeah.
after you move in for years and decades to come.
Right. So, yeah.
So these are enduring values
Yes.
that last a long time, that makes your home more comfortable, more energy efficient, less callbacks, which is good for us and for our homeowners.
Absolutely.
We want to just see our homeowners in the neighborhood parks and the neighborhood trails that such as
Absolutely.
the ones west of 99 at Park West,
Right.
which has a gorgeous new trail system just recently finished at Ashland and Grantland across from the new K through 12
Oh,
educational complex,
oh, okay,
Justin Garza
nice.
High
Oh,
School.
yes.
Yes,
Yeah. Okay, so
yes,
you guys
yeah,
are building out there too, huh?
yes, yes,
I sold a
yeah,
couple of houses there,
yeah,
but definitely I'll be touring more.
yeah.
Yeah. So, what responsibility do you believe a local builder has to the people who live in these neighborhoods they create?
So, home builders and developers have built this community, and we have a responsibility to make sure we're building the right product. Occasionally, we get blamed, some
Yeah.
folks in the community that say, "Hey, why are you building here? Why are you not building high rise? Why are you
Yeah.
not building more apartments, higher density?"
Hmm.
Home builders and developers react to market conditions, consumer demand. If consumers in Central California want single family homes, a place where their families can entertain and
Yeah.
their kids can grow up in a backyard
Absolutely.
versus a balcony of an apartment,
Yes.
right? And we build both,
Yeah.
but I can tell you the demand. Some folks in our city government in the past have wanted higher density, and there's folks in our community that are very influential and want more apartment building. But majority of us in Central California don't want to live in an apartment.
Right.
If we have the room, we're not San Francisco, San Jose. If we have the room, have a backyard and a barbecue and a pool, entertain and have our families, bring their friends,
Right. Like
and
the
I
good
guess
old days.
that's correct. And,
Yeah.
that's really the part of the family structure. You can actually not only entertain with your family, but invite others to your friends
Yeah.
and other relatives to join. And most of our homeowners, invest a lot of dollars in a beautiful backyard,
Yes.
barbecue, outdoor kitchens,
Hmm.
swimming pools, spas, etc. So they can, spend when they're getting off work, they can have
Right.
a
Right.
peaceful
Yeah.
abode to enjoy.
Right. Absolutely. So, was the community involvement part of the company's vision?
Always. So
Yeah.
we are part and parcel of this community.
Yes.
We are
Absolutely.
immigrants to the United States
Yes.
from Iran,
Right.
and this country has blessed us in many ways, and we feel a strong sense of responsibility to make sure we're good stewards of the work we do of this community,
Hmm.
and we have small impact, but
Yeah.
whatever impact we have, we believe we need to build lasting communities that have
Yes.
lasting value,
Absolutely.
whether it's our homes, parks, trails,
Yeah.
small commercial buildings that we put together that really add value at the end of the day to our customers.
Right.
And the key to success is to go drive through one of your neighborhoods that are 15 and 20 and 30 years old. Take a look at how well the homes are maintained by those homeowners, and sometimes they're second and third homeowners
Right.
of that home.
Yeah.
And is there pride of ownership? How well are they maintained? And so much of it goes back to the root. How
Yeah.
well is that home and that community built?
Yeah. The stability of,
The
yeah.
stability, exactly.
Mm. Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
we have to, if we build beautiful buildings that are attractive,
Yeah.
that are well maintained, that have great floor plans,
Right.
it adds to the value of Fresno. If we
Yes.
build communities that have great parks, trails, recreation, outdoor activities, it'll attract people from other communities. We'll make our folks, especially our youth, to want to stay here instead of migrating to other parts of the country.
Right. Exactly. That was my point. Like,
Yeah.
because I look at you as a role model.
Thank
Look,
you.
you moved
Thank
here
you.
from Iran.
Yes.
So how long have you been here in Fresno?
So I moved here in 1978.
Oh,
I
okay.
graduated high school in Iran,
Okay.
came here the summer of 1978, right before the revolution happened in Iran.
Oh, got
I went to
it.
Fresno State, graduated, and then joined my brothers who had already started the company in 1977.
Wow, long time.
A long time, yeah.
Yeah.
This will be next year will be our 50th
50th
anniversary.
anniversary.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
congratulations.
Thank
That's a
you.
long time.
That is. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank
And
you.
that's a legacy you guys built,
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Can you share a few community initiatives and partnerships of Granville Homes, especially you're proud of?
Granville gets involved in many public policy
Yes.
endeavors.
Right.
We have a not-for-profit organization called Moving Central Valley Forward that gets involved in different policy work, that gets involved in promoting good programs for all of Central California,
Got it.
mainly Fresno, Clovis area.
Uh-huh.
You occasionally will see billboards from us promoting different issues, different policies, because so many of us are busy every day with our own daily
Yeah,
challenges. We don't pay attention to the policies that are being put together,
absolutely.
whether a city of Fresno, a city of Clovis, the
Yeah,
county, or the state of California.
right.
We spend we don't spend enough, we don't have enough time to worry about those
Yeah.
issues, but we want to make sure our community is engaged. So moving Central Valley Forward markets, advertises, and by the way, one of the best places which I think our resources, not only Granville's but
Uh-huh.
folks in the valley's resources could be effective, is in K through 12 education.
Right, absolutely.
An educated community, wonderful things.
Absolutely.
We want to teach people, actually, we want to teach people how to fish,
Yeah.
but more importantly, we want to revolutionize the fishing industry
Yes.
so that we put all the components together so this community becomes self-sufficient, becomes successful. So K through 12 education is one of the initiatives that we're tracking, we're following. School boards.
Yeah.
Fresno Unified has 70,000 students that they teach.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, African Americans and Hispanics don't perform well. 80+% cannot do math at grade.
Oh.
75% cannot read at grade at Fresno Unified. And that's a challenge. And how this started, by the way, almost a decade ago, my plumbing contractor came to me and said, every week I hire 80 people and I have to let 75 of them go because they
That's a
don't
big
show up
number.
to work. Exactly. They don't show up to work. They're, drunk. Sometimes they're on drugs. They
Yeah.
can't read or write. They can't do basic math. And these are 20-year-olds. And so this is really a challenge if we don't make the necessary changes to that
Right.
community, because if you can't put food on the table by
Right.
getting employed someplace, you
Yeah.
have to figure out other methods of
agree.
employment and income.
Yeah.
So, and it really starts with K through 12 education.
Yeah.
So that's public education. We're involved in school boards and school board elections, mainly Fresno Unified.
Okay.
But also, one of the biggest initiatives we put together is opening up our medical school in Clovis, California Health Sciences University, which is 5 years old now.
Yeah.
Has graduated. This will be the third year of students, or I should say, graduates from the medical school that are going to go to residency across the country. Close to half will come back and work
In the valley,
in the
yeah.
valley and in Central California, which is a very underserved part of the state in terms of number of physicians per capita.
Yeah,
We're almost
that's-
half of Southern California and Bay Area. It was a huge effort by not only Granville and me,
Right.
but by my families. Me
Yeah.
and my brothers
Right.
invested a lot of dollars, and it's third year.
That's amazing.
It is.
Yeah.
It is, yeah.
So proud of you guys.
No, thank you.
Yeah, you guys did a
Education-
wonderful job.
No, thank you. So education, what does Nelson Mandela say?
Yeah.
Education is the most important weapon to change the world.
Absolutely.
And so K through 12 education is where it starts.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then, college, and then, of course, education.
Yes.
Yeah.
I've always felt that. So we moved here to the valley around 81, 82, which were available to people who came from other countries to teach them English as a second
Yes.
language, ESL, and some vocational training that was available. And those got taken away as, the funds got cut by the government.
Hmm.
So Proteus was another, I don't know if you you're aware of that, Proteus, and then there was a program called SER, SIR, which I felt at that time they were filling that gap. So adults who could not attend, regular college or regular high schools where kids couldn't attend and learn English. So they relied on programs as such. And when you mention education and how important it is and how we and the employers are suffering, because I've been going through a lot of employees and contractors in my field as well, and it's not the same. They're not skilled enough. They don't have sufficient technique. So that is needed, I would say, in Fresno, and that is awesome that you are actually putting effort into that.
Thank you. And again, our initiative, Moving Central Valley
Yeah.
forward, MCVF,
Mm-hmm.
we one of the biggest focuses is K through 12 education, and really all of us
Okay.
and all of your audience should
Yeah.
be paying attention to what happens at Fresno Unified.
Yeah.
We don't build homes for
Mm-hmm.
sale in Fresno Unified
Right.
because our customers go, we want our kids to go to either Central Unified
Yeah.
or Clovis Unified,
Right.
and sometimes Sanger Unified.
Yeah.
So, and it really comes down to leadership
Yeah.
at the very top. You have the right
Absolutely.
leadership, puts together the right programs within their control. Some things are federally or mainly state mandated in K
Right.
through 12 education, but there's a lot of opportunity on how to work within the system and within the limitations of the law, state law,
Right.
to make sure that our kids are getting a better education.
Absolutely.
And of course, Fresno Unified does have its own challenges.
Yeah.
Some demographics are not the best.
Mm-hmm.
I have friends and I tell them, your 6-year-old
Yeah.
that has grown up in your family, both parents, both educated parents spending time at home with your kids, doing homework, taking them to after school practices,
Right.
whatever it may be.
Yeah.
Your child will have a huge advantage over a child from a single parent that the parent may not be educated and has his or her challenges
Yes.
in employment. So it really is a tale of many cities, but there is a big gap. The school system is not to replace the family structure,
Yeah.
but we owe it to our kids to make sure we give them the best tools we can.
I mean, that's how the communities grow and,
That's correct.
and build.
Yes.
So that's awesome.
Yes.
Yeah. So how do you decide which causes or nonprofits or local efforts to support?
So we have one of our other initiatives is the Granville Home of Hope,
Yeah.
where we build a home every year and we give it away, $100 ticket sales,
Oh,
and
okay.
somebody ends up winning this home.
Uh-huh.
We've raised, close to over $9 million for
Wow.
local nonprofits. So we look for nonprofits that have a great cause.
Mm-hmm.
They're addressing a great need that government is not addressing,
Right.
and or the private sector is not addressing. So they contact us. We interview different nonprofits, or sometimes we just see somebody in the community. Last year, Mel's Mutz is a woman. She just on her own, at her own expense, takes stray dogs.
Oh.
And puts them in her backyard and looks for adoption, all on social media.
Wow.
So
That's amazing.
I just ran into her through a friend of mine
Uh-huh.
on social media, and then we met with her, and so she joined the Granville Home of Hope. So basically, what happens? Every ticket that you sell, you keep the $100. So it's almost like walking up to people and say, "You have a great cause. We want to help you. You can be raised, between $600,000 and $1 million a year." So if you sell 1,000 tickets, that's $100,000. It is, and we were very proud of the work she does. Of course, there's many other fantastic local, 9 or 10 other local nonprofits that provide food, shelter, healthcare, or education for the underserved in our community.
Very good. That is
Yeah.
awesome. Are there any moments where giving back had a deeper and emotional impact on you?
Gosh, there's at the end of the line,
Yeah.
we look back when we're on our rocking chair, when we're on our deathbed, we're going to look back and go, not what food I
Yeah.
ate, vacation, not how hard I worked, is really how many people's lives I touched
Oh my
in a
God, that is
positive
so
way.
touching. Yeah.
That's really what's going to matter to us. So before that day comes,
Yeah.
and we have those of us that have the opportunity,
Yeah.
and I can tell you, every time I get a chance to get involved personally, I mean, Granville does a lot of philanthropic work, but
Yeah.
sometimes I'm actually involved in connecting with folks.
Yeah.
It's exceptionally rewarding, and I can folks that, and there's many benevolent folks in our community.
Yeah.
There's a lot more pleasure in giving than receiving. Those
Absolutely.
folks that are receiving, they don't want to be in that position.
Yes.
And by the way, that's why I keep going back to education, because
Mm-hmm.
handing out food or clothing, which happens frequently
Absolutely.
through Granville and a lot of other organizations, is needed, but it's a temporary,
Yeah.
stopgap measure. We need to help folks get up on their own feet,
Yeah.
so that so they have pride of not only uh, getting creating their own income, but being in
Right.
charge of their own destiny.
Right. Kind of like long-term solution,
Sometimes we have to give people a fish
Yeah.
just so that they're
They
not
can learn.
starved to death.
Yeah.
Then you teach them how to
How to
fish,
fish. Yeah.
but then ultimately you want to reorganize and revolutionize the fishing industry. So you have
Absolutely.
people that fish, people that can the fish, people that create sell the reels for
Yeah.
fishing, the boats for fishing. I mean,
Right.
you can create a whole industry
Yeah.
out of your local community to
Right.
help them to make sure our unemployment numbers are low, and if
Yes.
folks are employed and fully employed, and standard of living is affordable to the middle class,
Right.
so that we have successful lives. And really, at the end of the day, that's the American dream.
To
So
own
many
a home.
to own a home
Yeah.
on your own, to have
Yeah.
your own job,
Yeah.
to be able to afford these material and non-material things, but really, and
Yeah.
above all, to have hope for a better tomorrow.
Yes.
When you take
Yes.
hope away from folks, bad things happen, whether it's
Absolutely.
individuals or countries.
Yes. And we are
Yes,
actually witnessing that
we are.
currently.
That's right. There's a lot of bad things happening in the Middle
Yeah,
East.
yeah.
Yes,
And,
yes,
I pray for world peace. I'm not really happy with what's happening. All we can do is pray and do our part,
yes.
you know.
There's a lot more money, unfortunately, in war
Yes.
than there is at peace.
Sometimes, as a joke, I say we're in the wrong business. I should be in the war business,
There
right?
you go. I know.
But then again, I
Yeah,
wouldn't be able to live with myself.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yes,
So I love what we do.
yes,
You build
yeah,
homes, I sell homes.
yes,
So,
yeah.
how do your employees participate? Do they have opportunity to volunteer or contribute directly?
So one of the other nonprofits we work closely with is AMOR,
Okay.
Alliance for Medical Outreach and Relief. AMOR manages two buildings in Mendota
Okay.
farming community
Mm-hmm.
that provides services through other nonprofits,
Uh-huh.
again, mainly medical services, family services,
Right.
and they have this Adopt a Family program.
Okay.
So every year, and it's usually around between Thanksgiving and Christmas time,
Right.
that they go to businesses that they work with, and we're one of those businesses, and so
Yeah.
my staff gets a chance to adopt. I think this year we adopted 5 families
Uh-huh.
in Mendota, where we provide gifts,
Yeah.
toys, blankets, clothing,
Oh,
and so
wow.
our staff on their own time go do all this work, and on their own time go out and deliver these gifts
Wow.
to individual families in the underserved parts of our community. These happen to be in parts of rural Mendota. It's very fulfilling. We get
Yeah.
it. My staff. I haven't done that myself, but my staff
Yeah.
reminds me every year. We want to do adopt more families through more.
I would love to actually learn more about
I would
more.
love for you to connect with the
Yeah.
executive director of Amore. So
Yes.
Amore, which is again a local nonprofit,
Uh-huh.
operates in Mendota, has a clinic and does healthcare work in Ukraine, and operates a hospital in Afghanistan. We're all out
That's
of Fresno,
amazing.
California. Yeah.
And I have not heard of them. That's not
Because
good.
they are low key. They don't market or advertise. They quietly
Just do the
do
work.
beautiful work. Giving food is very important because
Yes.
without food we can't live.
We can't survive.
One of the more complicated, what is the word I'm looking for? One of the more complicated nonprofit work, philanthropic work to do is provide health care.
Yes.
Because it's complicated. Medication, expiration dates, how do you administer it, how do you deliver it, you need people that are trained versus delivering a bag of rice,
Right,
right,
exactly.
or flour. So, and more has taken on that challenge in some of the most difficult parts of the world,
Yeah.
which is again a war-torn Afghanistan. And
Right.
the Amora has been there since 2000. The hospital opened in 2009. So in a very difficult time,
Yeah.
with no, it's all private money, all private, privately funded, no government dollars.
Wow.
Now there's U.S. Other nonprofits that help more.
Okay.
Provide some of the medication, etc.
Oh, okay.
So it's a great organization. I hope that
Yeah, I
you get a
would
chance
love
to
to.
connect with the executive director.
Oh, okay.
Davina Witcher is her name, but I'll connect you guys.
Yeah, definitely. I'd love to
Yeah.
because we have a similar one called Khalsa Aid, and they go around anywhere in the world, just like a more quiet
Yeah.
work.
Yeah.
Makes me feel really good that there's, humanity still exists through these people.
And internationally, right?
Yes.
Because at the end of the day, also, we're all children of the same God.
Absolutely.
In Islam, my religion is God is pronounced Allah.
Yes.
You have, and in every religion, you
Yeah.
have, whether it's God or your, supreme
Higher powers.
higher power, whatever
Yeah.
it is, Buddha or
Yeah.
whatever. But ultimately, we're, the birth rule that places us in different parts of the world. People don't get a chance to say, I want to really be born in Gaza,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
Versus Huntington Beach or Newport Beach, California.
Yeah. I love these people who do, I say, work of God,
Yes.
because it takes a lot because you pretty much have to give up so much of your own time. What role, well, you already talked about the role that you play in schools. So parks and shared spaces, playgrounds, what's your approach on these type of developments?
So starting maybe 2 decades ago, we realized we're not just building smaller 40 or 50 unit communities. We're building larger communities that we should deploy more open space, more parks, more trails, more connectivity. So it becomes a more, almost like a mixed use. So you
Yes.
come home and then you get on your trail and then you go to the park that's in your neighborhood.
Right.
With your family or by yourself, whether you just want to kind of meditate or you want to get away or you want
Right.
to play soccer or pickleball or
Right.
whatever it may be. So we've incorporated parks with shade structures, kids play area, going back more than 2 decades ago in almost all of our communities.
That's awesome.
And of course, the community that we're finishing, halfway finished at Park West, which is west of 99. Great trail system. The park, which will be one of the most unique parks in all of Fresno Clovis, is going to
wow.
go into construction in a few months to be ready by late summer or fall. It'll be incredible.
A lot of Punjabi community living out
That's
there.
right.
Yeah.
That's right. We have a
Yeah.
big Punjabi community
Right.
west of 99 and in all of our neighborhoods, at La
Right.
Ventana and also at Park West.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So, have you seen these neighborhoods that you built evolve, and in what way?
The average size of our home, of a Granville home back in, call it the early 90s, was probably 16 or 1700 square feet.
Right.
Today is closer to 2,500 square feet. So,
So space.
so that's right.
Yeah.
So some of those folks, and we have homeowners that have bought from us 3 and 4 times.
Wow.
They buy their home, they bought a 1,600 square foot home from us, and then they moved to a 2,500, then they moved to a 3,000, and then some of them go, okay, now I want to move back to a nicer
Uh-huh.
2,500 square feet, but I want all the bells and so what happens with the older neighborhoods becomes more for younger families that are starting out,
Startups.
startups that
Yeah.
can't afford this, and really a part of the Granville mission is to create this pathway and journey for our homeowners that want to stay in our area. We want lifetime customers buy a home
Absolutely.
from us, and then again and again.
Yeah.
So over 40% of our homeowners are referrals or
Yeah.
repeat buyers, which is, makes our job easier. We don't have to
Exactly.
advertise as much, and, take care of your customers,
Yeah.
and they'll take care of you.
Right.
Yeah.
So the referral program, that's because I don't advertise anywhere either.
Yeah.
Most of my clients,
Okay.
they're repeat clients, so I
Yeah.
understand. What does sustainable community impact mean to you personally?
Again, if we can ultimately, we want to have a community where government,
Hmm.
private sector, and the nonprofits work
Right.
really well together to make sure the community is taken care of.
Absolutely.
And occasionally people go from the middle class to the lower class or
Yes.
an income level, or they get unemployed, they have
Right.
no income.
Yeah.
So that's where we need government help. That's where we need education. That's where we need nonprofits to step in.
Yeah.
And really, the goal is to get folks out of that and
Right.
back into the middle or upper class.
Absolutely.
So we want to do our part.
Yeah.
We're not government.
Yeah.
We're not a big business.
Right.
In helping drive good policies,
Mm-hmm.
making sure we have good people in office, in
Right.
elected office, that
Yeah.
actually understand this. And unfortunately, many folks in public office,
Yeah.
use this as this level, whatever it is,
Yeah.
whether it's the school board or city council,
Yeah.
as one step to get into other office, whether state
Right.
assembly, state senate, or
Stepping
Congress,
stone.
stepping stone.
Yeah.
And we want folks that, yes, we get that, and that's part of
Yeah.
evolution and actually moving up the ladder. That's nothing wrong with that. But don't set policies
Yeah.
that will take care of this next group,
Yeah.
but at the cost and detriment of your own community
Absolutely.
and of your own constituency. So
Yeah.
pay attention. We want policymakers that are engaged, understand the needs of the community, and work with the private sector
Yes.
and with the nonprofits. If the three groups,
Yes.
work well together, Fresno will become one of the most attractive communities.
Right.
And there's other cities in the valley that are doing that right now.
Yeah.
Merced is doing that.
Yes.
Clovis is doing that. Visalia, to some extent, is doing that.
Right.
And they're attracting a lot of businesses where nonprofits, don't work closely with government
Yeah.
and with the private sector. And sometimes in Fresno, we've had lots of litigation.
Yeah.
So, against the private sector
Right.
or against local government. So these three groups work well together, beautiful things can happen.
Well, let's make it happen.
Exactly.
It
Well,
starts
with us.
small
It
with
starts
us,
with us.
yes.
And it really, that's where if the people came together,
Yeah.
understood what's at stake,
Yeah.
because some of these policies are complicated to understand, but at the end of the day, again, it goes back to, what is the impact of this policy on healthcare, on jobs, on my pothole repair,
Yeah.
on my taxes, my future income, on my future job, on my
Right.
kids' education. By the way, that's one of the reasons we put together GV Wire, so that people, as the sausage is being made or as the policy is being cooked by
Yeah.
government, at least local government,
Right.
we educate the public to say, this thing is going to be voted on this day.
Right.
Here's the impacts
Right.
on you.
Yeah.
They say it's this, but it really has a different impact.
Right.
So-
So it's a matter of understanding
That's
the
correct.
deeper.
And not just looking at it from face value,
Yeah.
because when you peel back the layers, you find that the real policy is this back
Right.
here, and that's we expose, explain, explore
Yeah.
the issues in our community.
Right.
At GB
That
Wire.
is really
Yeah.
good. I
Yeah.
mean, because
Yeah.
not too many people do that.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. So how do you balance growth as a business and staying rooted with the local values?
We don't have. Occasionally, people ask me, "Why aren't you building apartment complexes in other communities,
Right.
or why aren't you, expanding Granville to many other cities in the valley, become much larger?"
Yeah.
We know our limitations.
Yeah.
We're not we have no aspirations to be mass produced on a big scale,
Right.
because I recognize that, at least from a Granville perspective, we won't be able to maintain the level of service and the
Uh-huh.
components that go into our homes.
Right.
We're very selective on who builds our homes, which contractors and subcontractors work on our homes. We have a very talented team of staff
Right.
at Granville.
Yeah.
So we don't want to get ahead of our skis.
Right.
We want to
Yeah.
make sure we're sustainable, it's manageable, and we can work within our limitations. So one of the reasons Granville does not expand into other communities, even though I have been asked personally many times by
Okay.
other cities, city
Yeah.
managers, to go build in their communities, but
Uh-huh.
we're not there. I don't want to say yet, and I've turned down many opportunities to go
Right.
elsewhere.
Right.
We're very focused on the Fresno Clovis market.
Yeah.
We understand this market, the needs of this market.
Right.
I spend time with our homeowners. I get a chance to meet almost half of them,
Right.
and when they buy from us. So we want to stay here, and we want to also build communities that, again, add long-term value. The key is going to be people, whether they're local or come here from out of town, and they drive through or walk through our neighborhoods and go,
Mhm.
this is really attractive. This is livable.
Absolutely.
It feels comfortable. And when we pull up to this neighborhood, we feel our blood pressure drops. We're
Yeah.
already more relaxed, from the
Right.
landscaping to the monumentation to the look of the outside of our homes.
Right. The
To
presentation is great. The curve
Yes, thank you.
appeal.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
I feel that when I'm actually going through Granville
Yeah,
neighborhoods
thank you. Thank you.
myself. So it's good to
Thank you.
see how
Yeah,
much pride you take
yeah. Thank you.
in providing that quality living. Are there any upcoming community projects or causes you're excited or you're supporting?
2026 is an election year,
Yeah.
and I want to encourage everybody to get educated
Yeah.
on the candidates,
Yes.
on the issues, because this impacts our country and other parts of the world.
Absolutely.
So our members of Congress
Hmm.
vote on what happens not only in our country but also in other parts of the world.
Yes.
Our foreign policy issues,
Right.
our state members, people are running for state assembly, state senate. They make laws that
Right.
impact us here in
Absolutely.
California, and of course the city council, board of supervisors, and school district. So there's multiple tiers. In my opinion, again, the most impact we can have is school districts, the boards of the school districts.
Yeah.
And then it goes to city council and then the board of supervisors. So we should be very focused on those. And moving Central Valley forward,
Yes.
MCVF and GV Wire will be doing an elaborate job educating the public
Okay.
on the candidates. We'll have multiple debates. We'll have questionnaires for them, so that the audience can understand what their values are. And we'll ask the tough questions that they may not want to answer.
I'm really looking forward to this.
Who are the people that they listen to? Because so
Yeah.
many of us, to get into office, you need dollars.
Yeah.
And on a federal level,
Yeah.
you need giant dollars. So who are the folks that are supporting these people?
Yeah.
And when they get into office, who are they going to listen to? Their constituents or somebody from another, part of the country or
Right.
the part of the world that is influencing them. So
Right.
we will break all those down for folks that are, viewing GV Wire to get educated.
Uh-huh.
And if the community comes together, understands the issues, we can get the right people into office that will help us. If we're not educated, we just look at a sound bite of what this candidate says, then we will do ourselves a disservice.
Right.
And they're successful candidates, by and large, are charismatic. And I have very educated friends that tell me, you know what, this person, this man or this woman really speaks to my heart.
Yeah.
And I say, well, because you don't know that person
Right.
well.
Exactly.
They're trained to say
Yeah.
what will motivate you and inspire you and get to you emotionally. So we need to be smarter than that.
Yeah.
That's why GV Wire will ask all the tough questions.
Yeah.
And I hope that your audience will pay attention to that so you can make a better educated decision on who we should be supporting.
So tell me a little bit more about this GB Wire.
GV Wire, so it's our local news service,
Okay.
digital news service. It's 8 years. I don't know how many awards we've won
Oh, wow.
statewide.
Uh-huh.
We cover, again, healthcare, local government,
Okay.
education,
Uh-huh.
local businesses. Recently, City of Fresno passed a tax on new business and new home buyers called VMT, Vehicle Miles Traveled.
Right.
GVWire covered it from many aspects.
Uh-huh.
Again, it's GV as part of Granville,
Right. Uh-huh.
GVWire.com. We cover education,
Yeah.
Fresno Unified, all of
Right.
its challenges and some of the good things they're doing.
Oh, okay.
And what are the trustees doing? What is the superintendent doing? And how will this impact your kids' education?
Right.
And if just look at it this way, if Fresno Unified did a great job,
Yeah.
there'd be so much more demand for folks to move in and buy Fresno Unified homes,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
Those property values will go up. County benefits from higher property taxes. Those property owners will benefit from higher value.
Yes.
People will be happier because they're sending their kids to Fresno Unified, a great school. I'm
Right.
not saying it's a poor school, but it's one of the lowest performing schools. And GVWire has done a lot of analysis comparing Fresno to the other school districts in Fresno County
Uh-huh.
and in comparing it to statewide performance measures. So there's great analysis, and all those are available on the website, gvwire.com. We do tons of interviews, video, articles on really the whole gamut.
My God, so you're not just a builder.
We're not, yes, we're
You
just
know,
not,
you cover
yeah,
a lot of like the education and then
yes,
news,
yes, yeah.
educating people on politics. That is awesome.
I mean, as immigrants,
Yeah.
in Iran, we had none of those opportunities.
Right.
One of the reasons we immigrated to this country. And if you asked me in 1978, are you going to put together a media company? I would say, what does that mean?
Right.
But as the first 10 years, you just follow the rules and regulations and do the best you can. And then you realize some of the local rules and regulations are put together by policymakers that may not know
Right.
what the issues really are. They just
Right.
happen to be in that position.
Yeah.
So we got involved more because really long term, we want the best policies for our community so that, a rising tide
Yeah.
raises all boats and
Right.
everybody benefits. And there's occasionally Granville has supported public policy
Yeah.
that's detrimental to Granville but beneficial to the community as a whole.
Right. BMT was one of those.
VMT was one of those. Years ago, there's a policy that maybe 10 years ago that City of Fresno was implementing. Ahead of its time, it was not well thought of. It's called ag mitigation. So
Oh, okay.
if you're developing in an area where the property is ag land,
Right.
this is back in 2014 under that administration, Mayor Swearingen, that you would have to, let's say you're building a 100-acre project. It's being farmed, it's ag land. So
Right.
you would have to go find another 100 acres someplace else in the county,
Okay.
buy it, or buy an easement tell that farmer you can never develop this into housing.
Oh.
It always has to be farmed before you would be allowed to develop your 100 acres in the city of Fresno. And so that cost, there's a cost,
Yeah.
$2,000, $5,000 an acre, $1,000 a home, to $3,000. It's not a huge cost, but
Right.
the whole idea started because the idea was that farming is the future of this county.
Yes.
And we can't lose those revenue and jobs.
Right.
I was against that policy aggressively because
Right.
we're losing farmland not because of development.
Right.
We're losing farmland because of drought,
Yes.
because of lack of water, or
Water.
water being directed through the delta into the ocean instead
Yeah.
of coming down here into the valley.
Right.
So it was really a flawed policy, but now it's becoming a state policy. So cities have to follow that.
Oh, okay.
We just want to make sure it's enacted or implemented in a fashion that is not cost prohibitive. It's a tax really to the new home buyer. Because
Right.
whatever it costs us, my new home buyers are going to pay
Yeah.
for it. So we want to make sure that it's just, it's justified, and it's affordable to the new home buyer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for explaining that.
That's going to be an issue in this year,
Yeah.
2026, in the city of Fresno.
Okay.
that
I'll
we
be
need to-
sure to tune
Yes.
into GB Wire.
Yes, yes.
All right. Okay. So if the community could say one thing about Granville Homes, what would you hope it is?
Really part and parcel of the fabric of our community.
Yeah, which you are. I can already vouch for
Yeah.
that. Well, tell us about some of your new projects or new areas that you're developing here in Fresno, Clovis.
So we have several new projects coming up in North Clovis.
Okay.
Two that should go into development sometime end of this year or early next year. Is one is faculty housing for the medical school.
Oh,
The other
nice.
one is student housing for the medical school.
That's
All in
fantastic.
northeast Clovis.
Yeah.
Again, the medical school is on Temperance and Alluvial, all in that vicinity.
Okay.
We're very excited about that because there's close to 600 students, and they're dispersed all over the area,
Uh-huh.
and they really want to be closer so they
Yes.
can just walk to school instead of driving.
Right.
This will help reduce VMTs
Yes,
and reduce
that's true.
in the appropriate way,
Yeah.
and create an enhanced lifestyle for those students and
Right.
faculty. And think of it this way. There's a medical school there, and there's a master's program as well. Once those two projects are built, which it'll take several years, probably
Right.
5 to 7 years, that part of North Clovis will have a medical school environment, an
Yes.
atmosphere. Which means what? If you're going to a local restaurant in the area,
Yeah.
the odds of sitting next to somebody that's going to be your physician
Yes.
or your surgeon in a few years is much higher.
Right.
Or a nurse.
Yeah.
Right. The Clovis Community Hospital is just around the corner from
Yeah.
there. So this is going to become a very awesome medical hub
Yeah.
in the Temperance, Alluvial Temperance Needs area,
Oh,
which we're
okay.
very excited about. It's really going to transform that area.
That's
Now,
awesome.
there's other parts of the country, Harvard,
Yeah.
Stanford, all
Yeah.
the areas around it,
Yeah.
from the shopping to the dining to the living.
Right.
It's a Stanford
Yeah.
neighborhood,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
So we're in the process of creating that in North Clovis.
Wow,
Yeah,
that is a major
yeah,
step and
yes,
lots of growth for the community.
that's right, and really attracting the right folks,
Yes.
creating very high income jobs,
Right.
which are much needed for us. I mean, so many folks want to go see a primary care physician. They have to wait 3, 4 weeks.
Right.
So this will help reduce that
Yeah.
while bringing great jobs to our area. So
Yeah.
we're very excited about that.
I am super excited
Yeah.
to see all this going on, and you're making such a big impact to our community, and we really appreciate that.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, thank you for your
Thank you.
time, and I look forward to tuning into GB Wire.
So
All right. Thank you, Darius.
thank you, Sonia.